Hey everybody, welcome to the Dope and Tape Show. Tonight we're gonna have a social. This is episode 93, and as I am bringing this show, starting it, Tommy is joining up. Look, there you go.
Welcome to the Dope and Tape Show. Thank you for joining us. Hit the like button on your way in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. As always, good seeing you. Thanks for being here. Boom, flashing us over.
This is a fun one. I always have a great time at the socials and kind of,
all right.
Getting on a topic and then running with it, and we're excited to see how tonight even goes because you never really know.
Let you guys leave your phones on vertical, and then I'll put the chat box between Donnie and Tom, and I'll put the logo between Chad. Look at that. Boom. The logo was
Let me ask you guys this.
Right on Chad's face.
Chad, I think you're on mute.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of us.
Are you all ready for the winter? You all ready for some freezes?
Oh man, I'm ready for some overtime.
Yeah, it's coming. I think it's coming, dude.
It definitely is.
Coming.
So I just don't know about the chicken coop. I moved the bunnies outside, so I got to worry about the bunnies' water freezing, and now the chickens' water.
So let me ask you
freezing.
this, because I know Brian's
Ask
in
it.
Atlanta and Bobby, you're in Boston. So we got like a fucking teaser, man. Like Thanksgiving weekend. Jesus Christ. Halloween weekend, it was cold as hell. We dripped down in the 29 degrees. But like, how cold did it get in Boston, and how cold did it get in Atlanta? And I don't know if you were aware.
Yeah, it got down to 30. Like I
Chad,
sent
you're
out
out of this
emails.
equation.
Yeah, Chad's like it's
Yeah.
probably 100 right
Fucking
now.
West Coaster.
We had
Yeah.
snow. I had snow this morning on the van.
He'll never see Chad. Never
Chad
sees
wears
snow.
hoodies when it's 80 degrees.
Yeah, that's like insane to me. I would just fucking die.
I had snow on the
High
van.
60s is a little nippy. High 68, 69, that's a little nippy.
Woo!
Is that like
So-
until noon and then it's 100?
That's prime time.
Oh, no, it's 80 to
So-
like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Yo, Tommy, what up, Tommy?
So if that was a
How's it
snippet,
going,
if
guys?
that weather,
What up, Steve?
What's up?
Thanks for joining us. Anybody else want to come on?
Well,
Hit me with
Atlanta's
your
kind of
email.
weird because in 2014 we had what's called the snow apocalypse, and
yeah, I
it
remember
shut
that.
down Atlanta.
Dude, I remember
Yeah,
seeing like
for-
guys in the big wheel cars. They were like making
Yeah,
headlines.
it shut 'em
Like,
down
they were
for a
getting
week.
stuck everywhere.
And people died.
Yeah, it
And
was
I
nuts.
was out power. I was without power for a whole week during that week.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I looked how much snow we had, and it was like 2.4 inches.
honestly, like stuff like that. Not getting too off topic, but it just shows how unprepared like we are because like we're so used to a certain weather, and then now with like weather patterns just being, I don't know, people just ain't prepared for that.
Completely changed.
100
but
people on the Discord. That thing's growing.
Damn.
No
That's
way.
awesome.
Let's
100?
tell Instagram. Let's tell Instagram we're live. We
So-
are live. Look at Brian's background. He's moving up in the world.
Yeah.
How'd you do that, Bri?
Oh, I didn't. My wife did.
That's good. Now let me copy that link. Get people in here. We are live. If you're just joining us or you're watching the replay, thank you. Please hit the like button. Invite your friends. You want to come on with us? Send me your email. I'll invite you right now. Come on, ask a question. Ask anybody a question in the chat. What's everybody doing? Let's go. Get the chat going. Where you guys
Yep.
from?
No question's a dumb question.
No. Has anybody seen anything crazy lately since y'all been on?
I got a little
Yeah,
topic
it's been
about
pretty-
tomorrow, which I'm pretty I don't really even know what to expect. I'm putting the van on a ferry. Anybody ever done that?
Hey,
No,
Yeah,
but
just
you
have
better
to
load
never
up.
done the never done the work van on a ferry, but I've definitely been on plenty of ferries with vehicles. Like I've been on the Cape May, Delaware. It goes from like Delaware to Cape May, New Jersey. That's
me
pretty
see.
cool though.
I'm typing in, let's see, I'm gonna type in the address. I'm pretty sure it's really far. I gotta drive far and then I gotta get on the ferry and drive the van.
I threatened to send my work van out into the river before, but never did
I might drive it off the ferry.
it.
Dude, I've heard some
I hate-
crazy stories of
can't
people just
stand-
leaving their van somewhere.
Dude, that's the last company I worked for prior to this one. So it was during COVID. There was an employee. I won't drop any names just in case people watch, but there was an employee there. he was just given a very hard time with all the COVID stuff going on. You know, obviously we're in DC. They had a whole bunch of
Hour
regulations on us. I
35.
mean, we do so many government buildings, and the guy was just like, "I'm not working if I don't get gloves. I'm not working if I don't have masks." They was making it really hard on him. So I think they kind of laid him off, and it was with hopes of being temporary. But then like he was just like making all these demands of like coming back to work. So they ended up just like kind of like I think they gave him off for like the whole paid time, like the whole remember when they were giving the
Right.
extra money. So like he found out to the end of that they were gonna lay him off because like they were like they're not gonna bring him back. This dude like took the van like 3 hours away and fucking left it, and the boss and the
Gosh.
apprentice had to go get it. They were pissed.
Yeah,
I
don't do
mean,
that. Don't do that.
but it's like it was funny at the time, but it's like that's you just burned your bridge. Like you'll never be invited back to that company. Like you probably could have came back, but it's
Dope
like
wall piece, Bry.
burning bridges, man. It's horrible. I've learned that. I burned a lot of
Oh,
bridges at a
yeah.
younger
Yeah.
age, but
Don't
I will never do that.
don't
I will
be
never be the
burning
company.
bridges. You got to put dynamite at the base and blow them things right up. Yo, Joe,
Yeah.
what's up? He says, Bry, that's a nice dope wall piece, Bry.
Yeah.
Richard says, hey fellas, hope everyone's been safe. So, what
So I
happens
mean, with the burning bridge thing is not just with the company. It could, I think, a big one is with reputation and with
Oh
our
yeah.
industry being as small it is. And I was talking to a guy today about it, and like in inspectors, pencil whipping inspections, and one of the ways that people get caught a lot is the municipality for the backflow will they'll catch you, and then you get screwed and you get caught for just pencil
See,
whipping a backflow inspection, or
we
you
don't
get.
touch backflows in Maryland, so it's like a foreign language to me.
Yeah, well,
We're
let's
not
say
allowed
let's
to
say
test
that
it.
you pencil whip an inspection or something like that, or you say you did something and you end up doing it, not doing it, and it gets out. That's your reputation forever.
And dude, it's like you said. I mean, we're the one of the fastest growing industries in the construction industry right now. But with that being said, we're still very small. And I've ran into so many guys that like I haven't seen in 20 years, and I'm like, I run into them somewhere at a store or something, and I'm like, hey man, I worked with you back in the day, and I mean like. That they were like, and they always tell me they're like, yeah, you were a real dumbass back in the day. I mean, I'm
yeah.
like, I know.
It
I've
doesn't
seen that.
it
I
doesn't
seen that video,
change.
that old
Once you
video of
have
you.
that name or that reputation, that's it for the entire career.
Young Donnie was
Yeah, no, I
a
mean,
little bit skinnier and a little bit more
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I mean,
I
and
seen
even
that video of you.
but that wasn't even that long ago, man. I was just on my weight loss journey. That was like 6 years ago. But I was just being silly, man. But not like I was like an absolute retard when I first
Steve,
got into the paint.
what's good with bidding work when you got to put the van on a boat? You got to put the van on a ferry and you're gonna bid work. Why are we doing that?
I used to have an account when I worked for someone. It was on Shelter Island, between like the Forks of Long Island. So it's a golf course. So we no way to get there. So we just take a ferry on, ferry off.
Damn. Hopefully we don't forget anything. Yo, Bell's in the
Well,
comments. What's up, Bell?
How is Sprinkler in New York, man? That's got to be pretty cool.
It's
Sprinkler in New York.
interesting.
Yeah, it definitely seems different.
Yeah.
Who's
Not my part of New York.
the big conglomerate in New
My
York is
part of New York is country.
API, right? In New York, is API like the biggest in New York?
Uh, Not what if you're in
So
Manhattan or just the state of
All
New
right,
York.
both of the New Yorkers, for sake of being a New Yorker, give us all fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We need it. Come on, we need that right now.
Tommy's north.
Get
Tom's
the
north,
fuck
right?
out
Yeah,
of here.
I'm in farm country, man. I mean, it's New
Oh,
York, but
okay.
I'm 3 hours, 4 hours from the city.
It almost sounds like
Yeah, I
he's.
So
try
you
not to
don't.
work in the five boroughs.
It almost
I do
sounds like
it
he's
when I can.
from Canada, hey?
Yeah.
I can see it sometimes from where I'm working.
Like,
yeah, I don't know if I would want to live in the city like at all,
never.
especially not New
Oh
York. That
man.
has to be a
You live
nightmare.
in the city. You just live in a
No,
southern city.
well, this like right
Atlanta
outside.
City.
It takes me 8 minutes, but
Yeah, you
I'm
live in the
there.
city.
That's pretty city-ish. That's pretty
Yeah.
city-ish.
Yeah, that's city.
Mhm.
Comments are quiet. What's up, guys? What do you want to talk
You know, I
about?
try
Give
to
us a
stay not.
topic.
I try to stay out of the five boroughs for work anyway.
Yeah,
Just
Okay.
why? Why?
too much of a headache.
Is it? Why?
Yeah, just the
How's
problem.
for
You're one whole saw. You're on a journey. You know,
Oh, right. It's
something
crazy,
stupid.
crazy ride, right?
Yeah, not even just. You're gonna have to walk there because you can't drive, and it's just too many. It's just not worth the extra. And then it becomes
So you're in
fun.
Long
You're gonna
Island?
drive 2 hours in, 2 hours out. Every
Jeez.
day's gonna be 12 hours if you're lucky.
Woo.
Not for
Yeah,
me.
so
Did you say
that's
you're in,
one thing
you're
about
in
my
Long
shop
Island?
is we have a local shop in the city. Like it's within the city.
Okay.
It has all the nuts and bolts. I can be there in 10 minutes.
All of
I
our
feel
shops are outside. All their
I feel lucky now because like there's like I mean in the Baltimore DC area there's like in Baltimore like all the supply houses are within 30 45 minutes from
And
Baltimore
what,
and like
you just hit any supply house, the closest supply house, is that how you guys do it? You just hit the closest one?
yeah we Ferguson is obviously the biggest up here. I mean
Ferguson.
we got one in between Baltimore and DC like directly in the middle and then we got um one in Virginia which is like 20 minutes outside of DC and then we got one in Baltimore which is like 20 minutes
I
outside
just
of
got a
Baltimore. Then we
Ferguson
got
hat today. I should have brought it in. I
yeah, I
left it in
seen
the
that. I
van.
seen you were giving them shout outs earlier.
Well,
And then
we
we got HD Supply up here. We got Viking. We got Victolic's got a warehouse up here. Viking has a warehouse up here. And then
about reliable up there.
no, no reliables up here that I know of. I've
oh
never been to one anyways. They might be.
yeah, so Ferguson and Braintree is hosting. I mean, they're exclusively selling Snap Drill now, and they were hosting a little Snap Drill demo at their
Oh,
office
nice.
in Braintree, and so we stopped by, little Bobby and I, and checked it out.
I'll tell you what, that thing looks really
Had a
cool, man.
burger, had a dog. It
Oh, it
really does.
definitely looks
And
sweet.
so they got
Did you
a
guys get to use it at all at the AFSA convention, or did you
Oh
just see
yeah,
it?
Bobby put his hands on it.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's pretty
Check
quick.
the
He
channel.
was slinging metal everywhere.
Check
I
the
thought I
check the
seen you
channel.
using it, but I couldn't
We
remember.
got a sick video. So yeah, we got to see it again today and drill it. They made us burgers and dogs, and there's a groover attachment coming out. Same drill.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Clicks on. That's in the works. It's coming out
is that
soon
a
for that thing.
sprinkler guy who made that tool?
Overseas, right? I don't think it's an American, but
Norway.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Eagle was telling me that they had the choice. They had the choice from any drill. Like they could have used the DeWalt drill if they wanted to, but the Metabo
Oh,
drill
nice.
had the best capabilities for what they were looking for right out of the box. They didn't have to like change the drill or something like that. So that's why they went with that one. It's a nice
Do
little
you like it
setup.
better than
It's
pilot
quick.
clamp?
So
what?
listen, I got to use it more. I've only drilled one hole with it, so I'd love to drill more holes. I was never really a big pilot clamp guy. I feel like it's a waste. I feel like it's not pinpoint accurate enough for me to be carrying it around when I could just freehand it. More accurate, if not just as accurate. So the thing with that is they guarantee 400 holes per hole saw. It's only a $50 hole saw, but they're still
Holy damn.
guaranteeing 400 holes. But they gave a couple trial runs to a couple local companies in Boston, and these guys are reporting getting 700 holes out of one hole saw.
Jeez. That's insane.
That's a lot. That's a lot of holes. And then they
I mean,
also they
I don't
they
think
were
you
also
could.
doing little time tests, and where two apprentices in an 8-hour day were drilling and installing 250 mechanical tees.
No, I don't know what all y'all's backgrounds are,
That's a
but in
lot.
service, we drew a lot of mechanical tees. I mean, doing service work. So it's like I don't out of a conventional hole saw. I don't. I mean, what do you think? I don't think you're getting more than like 20 or 30 holes.
If you if you
Maybe
No,
maybe
you're
if you
not
drill,
getting a lot.
what if
I'm
you're
not
drilling
doing a
right
lot.
on the pipe seam? If you're drilling right on
yeah,
the weld,
that's
oh,
what
you're
I'm
screwed. You could
saying.
use 3 hole saws on that
Yeah,
one hole.
yeah,
So the other
exactly.
good thing
And
about the
then
snap drill is it doesn't have it's no pressure. You could go up there with your finger and you could just pull the trigger back. The drill is up there, locked into place, holding itself. It's not going to turn or any of that. You don't have to hold
right,
it there and muscle it. And so it
yeah,
comes to that's
What's the
another
cost
efficiency
on a
standpoint.
snap drill?
I don't even know the cost. I know it's quite expensive, but I don't know the exact number.
I
Yeah,
I
mean, you take
mean,
your cost of hole saws compared to one snap drill,
Right.
400
yeah,
holes.
400 holes,
but
right.
once you got it, you got it.
Well, and it's super user
Yep.
friendly. It has like just that turn handle clamps on, level on it, drill.
yeah, that's
Big
nice.
test day tomorrow. Hangers and bracing. Drop those tricky questions. Oh, Joe's got the test day tomorrow. Look at that.
So Arco has it, and
Woo.
it's right at $1,000.
But the thing is, everything's expensive. But if it helps productivity and it lasts and it's not like doesn't fall apart after a year or so, I mean,
That's
that's
the
worth its weight in
thing
gold.
with what it comes down to, like business wise, is
Yeah.
we're all chasing time.
Yep.
Come on, let's give Joe
100%.
let's give Joe a couple test questions here. You know. Boom. What do we want to get?
Brian's our quote guy, so you could build that snap drill right into a couple quotes, pay for itself.
Oh, for
Oh yeah,
sure.
sure.
For sure. I mean, what, $1,000 to build that into a job that is nothing. You can throw that into the inspection,
Start putting one in every
add in the
job,
free
Brian.
consulting, and then call it $1,000, and you're good.
I can tell you the company I work for, they're like, I mean, for the most part, they're like, if it makes your job easier, just get it. We'll find a way to pay for it. And I'm like, hell yeah. But they won't give me the damn little hose monsters. I'm freaking still here. I want them bastards so bad.
They
Tired
do.
of lugging around
Awesome with
They
the
do look nice.
with the remote reader, and then you have to get the reduced orifice too. You don't
I
want
just
to.
got so spoiled with that because I was working for the company for the past 4.5 years, and they were like straight up like they got me the whole kit with the little hose
Whatever you
monsters, the hoses,
wanted.
the valves, everything. Like I don't preferably around here. I don't know how you were doing it in Atlanta or anybody else is doing testing, but we got a lot of hard water, and there's so much water main work around here in the DC metropolitan area that I was using the 25-foot like little extension tubes from another guy, and they were just getting clogged all the time, so I stopped using them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the little remote readers you're talking. Well, I don't know if the new ones, the Bluetooth gauges, man, that's the way to go.
No,
But
no, no, no.
no,
Don't go
no good,
Bluetooth. You want to stay away from that electronic stuff.
no
No.
good.
No, I highly I do not recommend that at all. Like if I had, let me put it this way. If I was running a company and then Host Monster wanted to give it to me for free, I would tell them no thank you.
What? The remote
Really, that
readers?
bad?
Yeah, for Bluetooth, because you have to rely on that connection. If you got hoses, you can just run the hoses. You have
Yeah,
water
but you would only
pressure.
be. I mean, yeah, you got a point. I understand what
Yeah,
you're
kid.
saying.
Use the
But I mean,
Bluetooth.
I'm
The
thinking,
Bluetooth ain't gonna fail you.
You still had to hook it up, and then you had to electronically connect it.
As
And
long as you
those
I
don't.
think
hoses are super
And
easy.
listen, and
if I was
no offense
doing,
to the old guys, but as long as you don't have like some real old guy trying to use these Bluetooth things, you should be fine.
I think with
No,
me, I
no.
think I think I'd find them. I think I'd find them really useful because I mean, the farthest I've ever ran hoses is like 300 feet, and that Bluetooth is definitely going to reach from there. And I would have my apprentice on the Bluetooth. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
well
hey,
they have
you need to.
extenders too. Well, it goes right to your phone. You look at everything right on your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying.
could be looking at
I
his
don't know
phone
if that.
too,
I
and it
understand what
records
Brian.
everything.
So
I
I
understand what
think the
Brian's
hoses
saying,
are like
but I don't think that would.
150 feet max.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
understand what
going
Brian's
300.
saying because like if you're trying to get your readings from down in the room, like that's probably not going to work.
What's the
But like if
standoff
you
on the
just have your
snap
guy
drill
at
like?
the
Would you be able to fit it in the same spot as drilling freehand? It's probably about the same length as a Milwaukee with a hole saw or a DeWalt with a hole saw,
Well,
like
I
a
think
pistol drill.
it's pretty long.
The drill itself is short though. You got to think of the drill being really short, like a small impact, and then it just has the large machine that goes on it, as Eagle calls it. Whereas a pistol drill's fairly long,
It looks
and then it
sick.
just
It
has a
looks like
hole saw.
something straight out of the movie Alien.
It does. Like you just want to, it's like a ray gun. That's what the Groover looks like, a ray gun. Yo, so
So I
Steve,
Talking
what's up
about
with that
hoses,
psych ward you were working in,
Yeah, you still doing that?
which
Steve?
cycleboard?
Uh,
Which
the psych ward. I mean, Tom, the ward you were showing the other day.
that place was a nightmare today. So I came in today thinking that I was just going to do some quoting and fix a door holder. I just got home at 8 o'clock tonight after
Like,
getting there at 6 o'clock this morning. Dude, these people are just terrible there. They rip shit apart. And it's the workers, it's not the patients. So the workers wheel these carts down the hallway for the food. They take out pole stations like it's their job. Today I get there, the conduit's bent, the pole station's bent out into the middle of the hall. I'm like, oh, you didn't feel that when you hit it? Just kept on going?
wow. Oh, so you're there like every day.
Yep. Yeah, I go to one or two psych centers. I try to space it out so I'm there equal amount of time, but one's a lot easier because it's kids.
Have you
Although the
made
thought,
kids
best
have figured out
friends
how to
and
take the
stuff like
door
that?
magnets
People
off,
you
so.
say hey to every day?
yeah, you got buddies there.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you said it was abandoned.
No, there's abandoned buildings there, but the
Oh,
one I
oh.
do is criminally insane and sex offenders, and the other one I do is kids. Kids
Criminally
ones that I
insane
try not to
sex
go to because
offenders.
that's just freaking sad. Most of them, they come from scumbag parents, so that's how they ended up there. They're just
Um,
sad to see.
I think the island that I'm going to is something like that tomorrow.
Nice. Hey, so I got one for you guys. So job we were at today.
Don't do a Brian story, right? Make it quick.
I'll try to make it quick.
We don't need to
So
know the color of their shirt and shit.
Job we were at today. All right, just give you a little retrospect. It's an old building. It's only standpipes. One dry valve in the garage. The rest of the building just standpipe. It was built in like the 60s. But they did have a dry system covering the garage. So we're doing our testing, right? And we trip the dry valve. Everything's good. We go to clear up the panel, and the fire alarm guys are there too. We keep resetting it. We get a pre-action alarm. I'm like, there's no way there's a pre-action in this building, right? So lo and behold, we get the engineer to start letting us in rooms. He's like, there's no valves in here. And I'm like, so he takes us into this room. It was called the wind room. Apparently they used to have some kind of sensitive equipment in there. It had to be like a phone company or something that had like a server in the basement or something. But anyways, he's like, well, they removed that equipment. So that they told me I haven't had to test it. And I'm like, well, this thing hasn't been tested since 2019, dude. I'm like, he's like, yeah, they took the stuff out of there. I'm like, listen, if there's a sprinkler system present, if you have sprinkler in that area and it's been installed, I'm like, you have to maintain it. I'm like, either that or you need to pull a permit and convert this thing to a wet system. I was like, and then it could just be part of your annual. I'm like, or you need to perform an annual in this pre-action. I mean, like, I think that going back to what you guys were talking about, I was just getting y'all's retrospect on it, but like talking about like your reputation and all, like try not to give customers like bad information because they run with that, especially if they're like not very intelligent on fire protection and codes and stuff like that. Some engineers are super sharp with it, but a lot of them don't know. You know, they're dependent on us to give them this stuff. But I was just curious, like with Brian, and then you come from an inspection background. I think a couple of the other guys in the chat come from an inspection background. I'm like, why would anybody tell this guy that you don't have to have this inspected anymore?
Well, so you're 1,000% right. If it's there, it needs to be tested, and if it's there, it needs to work. If he says that it's been completely gutted, it's not protecting anything, but there's still heads there and everything, then it needs to be tested. If there's still electronic devices, it still needs to be tested. If he says, I don't want to test it anymore, you put it on your report and you.
Oh, that's exactly what I did. I just added it.
Right.
So it wasn't even on our report because we didn't even know it was there. Because, I mean, honestly, like looking at the building, I would have never thought a pre-action was there. I would have never thought to look for it. But it just so happened it went into alarm. I think when we was probably tripping the dry system, I don't know if maybe it dropped priming pressure on it or whatever, and it might have just false tripped because it didn't get past but it definitely was in a water flow alarm. So I don't know what happened with that. I didn't really investigate it too much.
Did you clear the panel?
Yeah, because once I reset the pre-action, because the pre-action system itself had a separate panel that trips the pre-action, which is called I don't know what's the technical term for it, but once we reset that, then we were able to reset the main alarm and it cleared up. So I don't know.
Yeah, I would just tell the customer, hey, if you don't want to test it, this doesn't make sense. I completely understand your point of view. All I would need to do in order to clear up my report is just to get an email from the authority having jurisdiction saying that it's okay for you not to test that.
But I don't see how they could do that because it covers the whole room.
No, it takes everything out of your.
The authority having jurisdiction is going to be like, wait, what? Let's come check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue putting it on my report every year.
Yo, Chad, what's good with the gate?
Sure.
What gate?
I see the gate, dog.
What gate?
You chilling like in a gated community, dog. I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Big
That's
dog.
my gate, yeah.
That's chilling, huh? How do you get a key to the gate? Is it a code? Is it a code or a key?
No, it's a little sticker on my headlight.
Damn, dog. I see it in your. I've been seeing it in your videos. I'm like,
when I grow up, I want to be like you, man.
I want a gate.
That's sick.
That shit breaks all the time now.
I was gonna say I don't want a gate because I feel like that shit. I remember doing some condos and like
you fucking stuck.
We kept getting stuck in there, because the gate would just break, and they're like, well, we got to get somebody to come manually open it.
Mix in some snow, and you'd be totally screwed if that.
But Chad, I love what you guys are doing and painting the pipe and going the extra mile for that customer service. Like that's awesome.
my little signature stamp of inspection right now. Is like you see that shiny red FTC PIV.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm always impressed with him rebuilding butterfly valves, like the worm gears and shit. I'm like, dude, that's fucking cool. I mean, I've done it like once, but companies in my area, they're not getting involved with that. They're like, hey, fuck that, replace the control valve. That's awesome, though. Because I mean, a lot of people just don't know how to do that. I've done it, like I said, I've done it like twice. on the older Victalics. Like when they always snap the worm gears on the older Victalics with the oval handles.
And what? You don't have to be paint. You don't have to be painting them.
No, I don't have to. But
It's not
why
part
not?
of.
I don't
It's
have
not.
to change. I usually change the gauge and ask for forgiveness, not permission. Just make sure the job's been done. I'll just do it on the job. I can do the gauges, the signs, all that stuff on the inspection. Call it a day.
Boom, paint it up. Leave
Yeah,
your mark.
our company has like, they're basically like, if it's less than 3 gauges, they want you to do it because they said it costs more to give them a quote than it does to replace the gauges.
Yeah,
But they're like, if it's
two
more than that,
trips for a gauge and some signs and like a bell sign. It doesn't make sense. Just
yeah,
fix that shit on the
yeah,
job.
Yeah.
yeah.
Love it.
So I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place because like my company doesn't want me doing a ton of service just because I got that nice at 3. They're like, well, but they're also like, well, if it's something small, fix it.
Fix it. T&M, baby. I like T&M.
Yeah.
GC approved. T&M, sign my ticket. What's new with you, Steve?
A lot of work. Been working a lot of nights.
Nights? You got the
A
guys
lot
are
of
on
progress.
nights?
No, just at night I have to finish admin shit.
Oh yeah.
So we have a big storage unit just kicked off last week. That's 350 something heads. But I have a job at a lab. I have a veterinary place. I have a shopping center that's waiting on sign off. Another job at the lab. It's like 6 of them, and then a restaurant and possibly a dry system. So
Busy,
it's gonna be
busy.
busy end of the year.
And we're about to start freezing up in the next month.
Yeah.
2 months.
That's when it gets fun,
Yeah, but the Northerners are always prepared for it. I just feel like anywhere south of Virginia, you guys are not prepared at all for cold weather.
Atlanta completely shuts down.
By
Every
me,
man
it's
for
15
itself.
degrees and windy, and we're in big trouble.
I got a couple spots that I'm responsible for, and I will take time out of my day to go and just hit the drum drips. Hit the drum
I
drips.
trust that.
My warranty is gonna be over on that job. I don't know, probably at the end of this winter. So we're hitting them drum drips, baby. We want no issues. Just hit them. Everybody should hit the drum drips. Any maintenance guy, engineer, if you're in charge of some kind of building, custodial, whatever, hit the drum drips. All right, don't pretend you did, and say you
Most
did.
companies, if you have a company doing your inspections, a decent company, I'd say 90% of them, I'd say 95% will come out and walk you through how to drain drum drips and auxiliary drains. Like if you don't know.
Yeah, but then they just won't do it.
Yeah.
And they'll say, "Oh, we did that," and
Oh yeah, I agree.
the whole thing is frozen all the way up the whole branch line, and they just drained it last week.
I think that you should not just show the customer. There needs to be some kind of like document for them to sign saying that this is just a consultation.
Oh
Because
yeah,
if
for
you
sure.
go to the customer and you're like, "Hey, you need to do this every day,"
What's
and
up, Eric?
then they can easily say, "Oh, hey, they came out and did this, and now it froze, and what you did was not good enough, or it didn't do what you said it would do, and now we're going to go with someone else, or now you need to pay for the damages."
Boom.
But yeah, so you kind of still need to have someone to sign something, huh?
Throw in a shameless Johnson Controls plug. They actually have sensors now that they could put on your drum drip, and it'll go to your phone and tell you that there's moisture in the drum drip. So I've been thinking about that. I'm like, man, I gotta start pushing that. Check my phone and see if my customer has
I seen like an
moisture in the
automatic drum drip. Is that the same thing?
This is just a sensor that'll tell you if there's water in there. They can put sensors on the gauges as well, tell you air pressure, water pressure, room temperature.
Yeah, as soon as it starts getting cold, and then you just see like you pull your phone up and you see like that certain like random number calling you, you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's time.
I want to see that. I would love to see like buildings, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some every now and then, but they just don't invest in fire protection. They just don't. A lot of people, and I ain't saying everybody, but a lot of people just don't take it serious. So like the automatic drum drips, it would be great to see that, but I just don't ever see somebody spending the money unless they've spent like, I mean, I've been at buildings where they've spent 200 grand in service calls, but they just don't care. It's like we've been telling you multiple times to upgrade this, upgrade that. They would rather just keep, because them service calls are all write-offs.
We put that automatic one on LinkedIn, right, Bri?
Yeah.
And
really?
That is really the future. So the first people to use that are going to be insurance companies that require
it.
it.
Require it. Yeah.
Will then require it. joint commission with hospitals. They will require it eventually.
Yeah, and then it'll just trickle down.
Technology is on its way. So SPP pumps over at AFSA, they did a presentation, a full class of an automated fire pump room. So it would tell you. So even if the fire department rolls up, they'll have an app that they can connect to, and they can see which water flow switch went off, GPM on the pump, if the pump is on and off, and everything.
I thought we were
Yeah, that's
supposed to
cool,
go
man.
there.
It's nice to see automation start coming into the fire protection
Weren't we
industry.
supposed to go to
That's the future.
SPPP?
Yeah, that. Well, when we go to those shows, everybody's excited. Everybody's inviting you to everywhere, and wants to do
then they
this and
just
that,
forget about you.
and then they're like, yeah, well, we were just talking.
Man, then you're just some guy with a mustache. It's all right. Remember you. So
Yeah,
when we were on
moving
LinkedIn,
on.
we put that automatic drum drip thing on LinkedIn, and the big comment was like, it's gonna take away work from people because it's like automatic now. And now someone doesn't have to go drain it, as if like we're going and draining them. But the other thing
Yeah.
was that like
I think that's great.
you can't rely
it's
on
the future.
you can't trust that it's a new device. It's obviously gonna break. We're still gonna be going out there and replacing it and fixing it. I just think
Just like fire alarm.
I think it's still gonna freeze. And we'll still be replacing it and whatever. Now it just has wires involved, so
Yeah.
we can involve an electrician.
Well,
and
can you
wire the damn thing.
imagine that service call of replacing that drum drip if you couldn't get it in time, or if there was sensing and communication
Well, now you
issues?
need an electrician to fix it too. You can't just go and swap it yourself. You need to go wait. I'd have to wait for a damn electrician to
So it's like
wire it.
120 and not low voltage?
Still, either way, I can't touch
What
it.
if it's low voltage and it connects to the
You
fire
should
alarm
touch it,
panel,
Bobby.
I'm not allowed to touch.
connects
That's an
the
electrician. That's a
Starlink?
That's a Boston IBW local 103 electrician's job.
I don't think actually, to be honest with you, I don't think the fire alarm panels are set up for that with the Starlink. It would have to be its own separate system
You
that
don't
it
think
would
you?
connect
Oh
to and
yeah, what
send it
would it
out.
say on Starlink? Drum drip.
Well,
fucking-
Starlink will have two phone lines, and it only goes to a monitoring service.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to come in as an alarm, but it's not an alarm. But it would have
Will
to.
it come in as a
That's when the
supervisory?
monitoring company was see it, huh?
Would it just come in as a supervisory?
Well, if it comes to the supervisory monitoring company, will see it, but
You could set it up with the monitoring company and then have them report that as an alarm, right? So anytime that signal came in, you could have them report that to the customer, whoever's
yeah, but
paying
then
for the bill.
listen. All right.
Isn't the
In
fire?
theory.
Isn't you gonna get a water flow
But
anyway though? You're gonna get the water flow anyway. Boom.
well,
Catch all, be all.
eventually, but the whole idea is not to get that water flow. And then
Yeah.
we have all called Central Station. We have all called, and we have all talked to those people. So for the instructions of, hey, when this comes in, I need you to call me or text me, but it's not alarm. I need you to remember that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, freaking right.
Never gonna.
Well, if
Yeah.
you're talking
Silence.
about like the autumn, yeah, I don't.
The
feel
maintenance
like
man, the maintenance man, just like, oh, someone taught me to silence this. Silence, silence,
Yeah.
silence.
Right.
The
I think the
compressor,
yeah.
the compressor tripped. The thing's got a low air. He's like, silence this damn beeping.
drum drips that
Just
would
thinking
come
back
in
to
as
that drum drip comment, it's taking work away. Is anybody in here hurting for work?
No.
I think we're all just balls to the wall right now. So take
Yeah.
that work away.
That service quote to replace that drum drip versus just a regular drum drip that we already have made up in the warehouse is gonna be massive.
Yeah, it
See,
has
I
to
was
Home
be.
Depot drum dip. You can get one at Home Depot. Make one
I'm
up real
curious
quick.
if like,
Yeah.
as you talking about how like going to fire alarm. I was thinking maybe they would. You don't think it'd be? I know there's a drum drip out there that has like a local signal, almost like a little bell on it, like probably a little low voltage bell, and it just rings when it's full.
Yeah.
Right?
Huh.
Isn't that how they work?
That could definitely
Yeah,
happen for
report back to
sure.
the fire panel at all. I think it would
Because all
probably be
you're
like
doing is just connecting the circuit at that point.
I hope
Yeah,
they all.
exactly.
I hope all the drum drips are full. They're all about to freeze.
Only you would
and I'm
want
gonna
that.
come and fix them.
Bobby's like, screw those customers.
Call me at any time. I'll come fix them all. I'm gonna load up on some drum drips. Just keep them in the van.
Yeah, we always do that when it gets close to winter. They're always like, that's the first email that goes out. Make sure you have plenty of sprinkler heads and drum drips.
Yep. Keep them on deck. I just cleaned the.
And
I
if
just cleaned the
anybody
van
is
out.
hurting for work, I mean, Patriot Fire Protection keeps on putting those ads on LinkedIn, so they're hiring.
Oh, is Patriot hiring?
Yeah, I keep on seeing those ads thinking of coming and joining Brian.
Ah,
Where are
Yeah,
they at?
go down to Atlanta.
In
Brian will get you.
Atlanta.
Big Brian will get you a job.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
for
we got a
sure.
Patriot. We got a Patriot Fire Protection in Maryland too. It's a smaller company.
It is. So, if you do contact me, and a lot of people have contacted me about coming to Atlanta, I'm gonna ask you what you like doing and what you want to do, and then I will put you with the company that I think will be best suited to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like
not
staying
just
outside
with
the
mine.
perimeter.
Right.
I tell you what area looks super interesting to work at is the Carolinas, man. They got a ton of industrial stuff.
Yeah.
They got just so much industrial work. Like, I just like it.
That's like where all the old. That's where all the old people are going right now.
Hey, that's
That's
cool.
right.
I'll give that.
If you're from New
Carolina-
England, and if you're from New England and you're getting old, you used to go down to Florida, but they don't go down to Florida anymore, and they're going down to the
That's
Carolinas.
because it has everything. It has the mountains, it has waterfalls, it has the beach, it has city, it has country.
And
Like
Florida
has
and Georgia.
everything.
Florida and Georgia just went insane after COVID, like with pricing, and the Carolinas are still cheap.
Yeah, it's like one of the
Not
last
North
places
Carolina.
that cost of
South
living is
Carolina's
still
still
down.
cheap. Not North Carolina. North Carolina's pretty freaking expensive. But South
Yeah.
Carolina's
All us New Yorkers moved to North Carolina, made it expensive.
yeah. A lot of Northerners transplanted down there for sure.
Same in Atlanta. Jeez, man.
Well, that's like in our area, like Northern Virginia.
Yo, what's
It's
up,
like-
Daryl?
Like the Silicon Valley of the East Coast. So like you'll see a ton of freaking West Coast plates out here. It's just
Brian,
like
your boy's
California.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Californians
Like
Starting the
California,
Brian Road
like-
session.
Yeah, like California, like tech people and stuff. They just move out here. It's
Yeah.
like there's one county called Loudoun County in Virginia. It's like nothing but data centers. Like literally, they've
Whoa.
like the state like came and like
Data?
put all this infrastructure out for
You say data?
data centers. Data.
Data.
Isn't it data?
DADA.
I say
Yeah,
data. No?
Data.
Who's saying it wrong here?
Data. Data.
I say
Data?
data.
You say
Data
what do you say,
centers.
Bri?
Data.
Data,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Chad?
Data.
Tommy?
Data.
There's got to be that one. There's got to be that one.
It's
Come on,
DADA.
Steve.
A lot of
Come on, Steve.
Data center.
Insurance companies
Data?
want water on that.
Data.
They want pre-actions on those data
Yeah,
centers.
they're like that's
Now you're
all
gonna
they
say
want.
data?
You go in them and there's only that
Fucking
systems in
traitor.
the common areas, and the rest is like all pre-actions. It's like there's just hundreds of them.
I see them
Yeah.
with they have the in-floor sprinklers. You know when they have the raised floor, the floor is like 16
Yeah.
inches high, and all the wires are under there, and you got to put
And
the
all the
heads under the
coolers.
floor, and then you have the head above the floor. Oh man!
And they got to run smoke heads within like 12 inches of them heads below and above.
I remember
a
having.
pre-act.
I remember we had one where we had to you had to take the whole system out, and the room was staying live. It was awful.
Yeah.
Sweet
then a
background,
lot-
Brian. Oh, Daryl's here with the comments, Bri.
Yeah. Nice.
A lot
Maybe
of
you
times
got-
they got FM200.
Do what?
Oh, that's good.
I said a lot of times they have FM200 tied in them data centers too, and I
Yeah,
hate,
that costs
that stuff makes me nervous.
200
It's expensive. Yeah.
crazy.
I
Through
dumped
the
the bottle
roof.
once. I'm not gonna lie.
That's bottled gold
You
right now.
you set a bottle off once?
Oh yeah. I
Oh yeah.
when I was working when I was working for this company, that's pretty much what that's like their
He
that's
says,
like
"Oh,
their
yeah."
gig. It's special. Well, we were in a data center, and thankfully I didn't
Data.
decommission everything. The data. I didn't decommission everything. The suppression guys went and decommissioned everything supposedly, but I think they forgot one of the key switches, so we started testing. And man, all of a sudden you just heard it. It sounds like a fucking bomb going off with them things discharged.
Oh
It's just
damn.
like because they have like squib. They're
They
called
do.
squibs.
Boom.
It's like a little explosive device that goes on
It
the
is.
cap of that big bottle, and that's all it is. The solenoid. Well, they have two ones. They have like a solenoid one that pops it, and then they have a squib, and the squib's just like a little electronic charge, and it just boom, and it's like boom, and you're like, holy fuck, what just
Yeah.
happened?
And then what?
It's
Yeah,
usually-
What's the
when I
process?
was-
Hold on, don't skip over this.
Okay.
What's the process with that?
In what
When you-
part?
What
Which
like
way?
okay, so you shit your pants. You just set off FM200. Now what?
They just, I mean, so the company I worked for at the time, they do a lot of that stuff. So they just brought another bottle out. I mean, they were like,
Oh damn.
I
But
got
now
my
you can't do that. Now it's like
And now
liquid
you.
gold. They don't sell it anymore, and it's
Yeah,
No, I
I
think
got my
200
hand.
they sell. You're thinking of the
Uh,
Halo.
Yeah, they still sell the
Halon.
200. Yeah, they
yeah, they
don't sell
still
Halon.
still sell up them 200. They just don't sell Halon. But
Halon.
they did all kinds of stuff, man. But no, they were cool about it. I mean, they were like, look, you just got to be more careful. And I was like, look, I didn't. Well, I think the guy who was supposed to disable it got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble, but they were like, basically, like, just be more careful. And I'm like, you
Scary.
kind of just go along with it because you're like, all right, I didn't really fuck up here, but I'm just going to go along with it to
Some
not make the
expensive
situation worse.
gas.
We had a
Yeah.
gauge one go off during testing
So when I was
What
an
is it,
bad.
Steve?
apprentice,
on Saturday.
What
On
happened?
Saturday, it was bad.
What'd you do?
I didn't do it. I was on another side of the building. They called me. They're like, what happened? They freaked out. I'm like, what are you talking about? You set off the FM200. I'm like, there's no. Like, what are you talking about? Like, go find out what's going on. And we were doing pre-action testing, and they were with the super, and they've had a plan, and they're pulling this, they're testing that, and they were like, the guy that I used to work with when I worked for a guy, he's like, pull this one. The guy read the blueprint, said yes, and that was the manual release for the FM200, and that was live when we were testing pre-action. And a very large company, their North American headquarters had no emails from Saturday when they did this to like Monday morning. IBM had to come clean everything. It
Oh
was
shit.
quite the show. Like the bottle is a 6 foot tall bottle, and they had to put the other one into service, and then have this 6 foot bottle get sent to a certain guy in Brooklyn. He had to temper it, fill it up, send it back. Tens of thousands, about $100,000 fuck up.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
whole.
Yeah, we didn't go there
fuck.
anymore for Saturdays. That was it.
I mean,
That
but
was
that
Holy.
shit gets
Hurrah.
that shit gets discharged way more than everybody thinks. Like it
That's
happens
worse.
all the
That's worse
time.
than a flood, man.
I don't forget. I run down the hall and I smelled something weird. Someone's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, what happened? Like, did it get on you? I'm like, I wasn't in there. Like, oh boy, it really went off.
What is it? So you
Yeah.
shouldn't breathe it? Is it toxic?
I
I'm
don't know if
sure
it's
it's not.
toxic. It's just
I'm
a
sure
powder
it's
that
not non.
clean.
Huh?
Like it doesn't mess up the computers. It was in a mainframe, so they had to shut the mainframe off and clean everything.
I am a computer.
From what I
Supposedly,
got, the story.
supposedly FM200 pulls enough oxygen out of the room. It's like it takes it to like below a certain percentage where you can still breathe, so it won't kill you. But like it would be like you're at the top of a mountain breathing. So it's like it just makes the air really dense, so the fire can't grow.
Huh.
And we were lucky nobody was in the room. They were outside and pulled the manual release. It was just a very expensive screw up.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awful.
Quite
and
the
dude,
memory.
that FM200, that shit's really sensitive. I remember when I was working with them suppression guys, they were kind of teaching me, and I kind of regret leaving that company because they were gonna put me in the suppression department eventually, and I left. But like you got to be like, there's like you can like discharge static from your hands when you're fucking with the bottles, and like that shit
right.
can set it off. Like you got to be like touching, you got to be like grounded to something like with one hand and then disconnecting it with the other. So it's like
I know
I don't know.
nothing.
That
I
shit
know
was
nothing about any of that.
it was
I would not be fucking with one of them bottles if it was live.
hey man, how you learn by fucking shit up.
Woo. Yeah,
Yeah, when I
right.
was an apprentice, I went to a gene factory with this
I
guy,
stand by that.
and it was like 2.5 hours away. Old school gene factory, one of the last one in the southeast. I mean, it was really cool to see. And he dumped one CO2, and I was like, "Hey, man, um,
I
you
can't
know, what?"
Nothing.
because Bobby just giggles and
Nothing.
it just kills me.
It's a
It just
Brian.
kills me inside.
It's a
I can't.
Brian story. He's like
Yeah,
sunny blue day. We were in a
yeah,
red pickup truck going north.
it was
I'm
red.
just
It was red. It was a single cab. We
I'm
had to
just
actually.
imagining like
So
an old ass
we were testing.
country
This
pickup
is pretty
down
cool.
south.
This is pretty cool. Check this out. So you in these old systems like this with the CO2 special hazard systems, they detect flame. Or no, like heat. So we didn't have an actual UL listed or anything device to do it. So we went around to Dollar
I know where this is
Generals
going.
and we went around to like old messed up gas stations. One of them was like loaded with cockroaches. Like when I walked through past the wall, I could hear the wall like moving. And we finally found these super old flashlights. And then what we did was open the cabinet and we turned on the flashlight because before LEDs, you had that little strip that would glow and it would produce heat. And that's what it would go with. But the guy, while we were there, it was only one day, he set off 4 systems. After the second one, I was like, "Hey, man, you know what you're doing? Like, you know what we're doing." But that was a cool experience to see that, and then a little kind of wave your little flashlight in there.
Was he fucking it
Getting
up?
going. I don't think he really knew what he was doing. I think he was recovering from drugs, and
And this flashlight is this a real technique that's proven?
it worked.
I mean, the old school
I mean, it's
flashlights
not
did
UL
get pretty hot.
listed.
Huh.
Like an old flashlight. I mean, if you expose the bulb, that thing gets pretty warm. That probably would set off a heat detector,
You got
especially
no
like a radar
Brian.
Bobby, you
ride.
didn't see that up by you where they put a low point drum drip and the guys will put it in a box with a light bulb to keep it warm.
Yeah, we
I
do.
Not a
haven't
bad
seen it.
idea.
A lot of people we do that a lot, and you'd be surprised. Like we do those temporary packs that you guys see, the dry standpipe packs that I put on for 241, and they'll put they make like a little dog house, a little bird house to keep my panel in, and they put a light bulb, like an old school, not an LED light bulb, like a real light bulb, and it will produce enough heat just to keep the ambient temperature in the box a little bit warm. We did that with the glue too. You put a couple light bulbs in a gang box and keep your glue in there in the winter.
I
It's a good
remember,
little
I
trick.
remember, like back in the day. I remember back in the day they would put like a light bulb in the gang box to keep the batteries kind of up to temperature in the dead ass winter.
Yeah, there's like heating pads now. Now they got like actual
Yeah.
heating
Oh yeah, I'm
pads for that
sure.
stuff. Pretty cool. Evolution. We're evolving as an
I tell
industry.
you what, man, I'm super impressed
Let's
in the
see if
Milwaukee
people are
pack out boxes.
hitting the
I
like
see. I
button.
keep seeing people
Oh, the
doing the.
pack out
Hit
boxes.
the like
That
button.
shit is impressive, man. Like some people's setups.
Oh, the back of the van. I know I'm wicked jealous, especially of the
It's like
Milwaukee
I know,
Fuels
man. It is.
Aaron.
I'm like,
The guy Aaron, he just got his account deleted. So that's another thing we could talk about is giveaways on Instagram. People are getting their accounts deleted.
Whoa.
That's been the number one way to grow on Instagram is to do a giveaway. You know, everyone does it. Everyone wants the free shit. So the 50,000 followers, and he did a giveaway, and they deleted his account completely. They didn't like
Why?
disable it. They just
But why
deleted
though?
it completely because they don't want. I don't know because it's Instagram.
you remember my
It's
you remember
Zuckerberg.
my old account? Like I
Yeah.
didn't have nowhere near the followers he had. Obviously, I didn't even have 1,000 yet. So I
Did you do
wasn't
a
like
giveaway?
I wasn't. No, I wasn't taking it serious yet or nothing. But remember, they just deleted my account with no.
You be running your mouth a little bit.
Oh yeah, a little bit, but I ain't gonna go down.
It was probably late on a Friday after a couple Modelo's. You got on a rant. Big
Yeah.
Don was going.
Big John.
Let me tell you
Maybe.
about our president.
Our algorithm is the same. So I'll like things that pop up, and then it will pop up on my feed, and I'll go to the comments, and I'll see Donnie. Like if one of your friends commented on something, you'll see their comment first, like up at the top,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's usually Donnie like lighting someone up. It's great.
But
Bobby loves
I'm
the
never,
haters.
but I'm never arrogant. That's the thing. I'm
Yeah,
always like, I'm trying
haters
to.
kind of died off a little bit.
Yeah.
Where'd they go? Styrofoam cooler and hand warmers for the glue and the batteries. Ooh, but hand warmers, I want them
That is
babies
a
in
good
my
idea.
I like the hand warmers in my pockets. Keep
Yeah.
them babies in my
One on each
pockets
side.
between every
Yeah.
Do any
I
of
fitting.
y'all
hate it
have
when
that
you buy the
Milwaukee?
hand warmers and they don't work.
Do any of y'all have that Milwaukee cordless jacket, like the battery jacket?
Yeah,
No,
I have
I
the
Does
don't
it
have
work?
it. I've
yeah,
had some people want to sell it to me
works
though.
wicked good. I don't get the jacket. All right, so here's my quick my Bobby theory. The jacket, right? If you wear a jacket, you're gonna what? You probably already have a shirt, maybe even a long sleeve with a t-shirt over it and a sweatshirt. Then you put your jacket on. So how the fuck are you even gonna feel the heat? So
I'm not.
I get the Milwaukee sweatshirt and I put it on over my t-shirt, and then you put like your thick layer over that, and then you turn the heater on and you'll feel it. But if you have all these layers between it, it's useless.
I was just curious if I want to get it for hunting because I'm not a cold temperature guy, but when I'm in the woods hunting for a while, I get
Yeah,
cold.
dude,
But I mean,
that little 12
It's
volt
just the
battery
feet, you know?
as your second layer, and then you put like a thick coat over it. Like I wear it ice fishing, and I don't
'cause I'm
turn
like
it
a jet.
on. Don't turn it on till you're cold. That's the trick. As soon as you start
I'm
getting cold, you turn that baby on.
The
I'm
whole
like a
idea is
t-shirt
not to
and
sweat.
December guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't sweat. Don't be
I'm
getting
a t-shirt and I'm a t-shirt and December guy. But I
t-shirt in
mean, the weather
December.
all the time.
Yeah, there was a Mason
I'm in a
outside. He just had a button in his mouth all day and a t-shirt, and I was like, I had a hoodie and a beanie and a vest.
yeah,
Like little Bobby and I were freezing. I'm like, this guy. I just looked at him. I was getting cold.
fucking
It's
Siberian.
like 35 degrees out, but he's just ripping his butts in his
I'm always
t-shirt.
in I'm definitely always in a t-shirt if it's 35. But if it's windy, I'm putting a jacket on.
35 in a t-shirt? What the? I'm
I love
alright.
it, man.
I like hoodies. I got a bunch of them. I'll put one on. I'll put one on. You have any
You
hoodies,
got a
Chad?
pretty sweet one you were wearing today.
Which one?
I'm from Washington. I've got all the. I'm from the
I know.
clouds. I'm used to the cold. This is my first year. Like I'm enjoying it. I wore long sleeves once last week.
Oh
All right.
man.
It's like 82 degrees today. It's chilling. It's
I'm
nice.
just fuck. Oh yeah, you're talking about Jeremy's, the Rising Force one?
Yeah, that Rising Force hoodie was pretty sweet.
Dude, Matt, it's got. I love the stuff on the arms. That's
Oh
my
yeah, I
favorite.
got it. I love it.
The arms,
Chad's living
Vancouver,
the
and then
Chad's
around
living the dream.
the hood. Yeah, Chad, Cali Commish.
I feel like the only spot in this country that's more chill than the South is the West Coast.
Yo, some
Yeah, the
fresh old
best coast,
navies.
baby.
Can't go wrong with some fresh old
The
navy
We'll keep
coast
jeans.
that.
that's the most
We'll
expensive.
keep we'll keep that debate for another Dubin tape show.
The West Coast.
So you guys said Daryl was in here?
Daryl,
Because Brian said that he's not allowed on here because his wife won't let him.
Well, it depends on what kind of wife, like what he's done. He probably did the dishes and put the kids to
Stir it
sleep
up,
and asked for
kid.
permission. Told her that he'll make her coffee in the morning
Damn.
breakfast. All he wants to do is just watch the show. So she said, okay, but just this one time.
So funny. And his wife's gonna grab his ear in 2 seconds, pull him out of the screen. It's 10:05. You're out of here.
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't keep myself together with Bobby's giggle, man.
That's
We
pretty
just gotta
good,
talk
Brian.
about it.
That's pretty good, Brian. Brian's doing
Yeah.
good. He's getting better. He's getting better. Currently doing a minus 30 degrees Celsius freezer retro, and the heated hoodie under the coat is the way to go, Bobby. 30 degrees Celsius. Minus 30 degrees Celsius. So it wasn't like 40, like 40? Minus 40 Celsius is like minus 40 Fahrenheit? Who told me that? Someone told me that in the show the other day. Yeah, thanks,
That was
Brian.
your oil guy. That was your
Thanks for talking. Nice talking to you, Bri. Yeah, minus 40 and minus 40 is the same. So minus 30 Celsius is pretty. That's PFC. It's pretty fucking cold.
So Celsius. Hold on. Celsius and Fahrenheit's the same in the negative. What? I'm
Once
confused.
you get to 40, and listen, I don't know. We were on a podcast and
I'm
this
lost.
random dude, his name was Dick, told me this, so I don't know how fucking true it is.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
minus
this guy-
40 degrees Celsius is the same as minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. But then as you
Put
get
that in the Google
to
Translator for
zero, it gets farther away or some shit. I don't know. He seemed like he maybe could have made it up.
All right, somebody who's not on their phone right now, break out their phones and go to Google
Oh,
and
I got
type this shit
fucking
in.
Google right here. I got a whole
No,
nother
I
fucking
think they do meet each other at some point.
right now.
minus
So being
40.
close to Canada, I've always used the rule of times 2 plus 32. It's not exact, but it's close.
Yeah,
So if it's 10 degrees times
I mean-
2, 20, plus 32,
I'm with-
52 degrees Fahrenheit.
I don't
I'm
know
with
how to
Bobby
fuck-
on the PFC rule. Anything below fucking zero is fucking cold.
Celsius
Yeah.
is based on freezing water point at 0 degrees Celsius. Let's see.
Come on, I need the verdict.
Hold on. I can't fucking read that fast. It didn't
Where's
answer,
Daryl? He's Canadian.
didn't answer my
Brian
question.
hurt his feelings and make him leave?
Minus 22
He had some
Fahrenheit.
syrup and waffles to get to.
1, 2
His wife gives him a
Celsius and
30-minute
Fahrenheit
timeline to
match.
eat.
See, Google knows what's good. 40 degrees. See, I was right. Don't fucking doubt me, Donnie.
All right, my bad.
There are two important temperature scales, Celsius and Fahrenheit, used in the world. There is a point on both scales where the temperatures and degrees are equal. This is minus 40.
Holy shit.
Oh, so water
that dude
freezes.
jumped on-
Water freezes at 0 Celsius. That fucking is much easier. Right? Zero's freezing. Makes sense. Freezing
Learned
point.
something new today.
I don't understand how they meet, but whatever. I guess that's
Yeah,
a
it's-
different discussion.
That's different. Yeah, that's weird.
Thanks, Dick. This is our buddy Dick Frost over at On the Throne podcast. The Milwaukee heated gloves are the best. I haven't tried heated gloves
Yeah,
yet.
man, his name is Dick Frost from Canada. He's
Yeah.
fucking with you.
Huh?
yeah,
That's, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the guy Dick Frost from Canada. Nobody picked up on this?
what? No.
You sure?
What? Richard Frost?
His name's Dick Frost from Canada. He's fucking with you.
What?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to ring a bell? You said it 3 times. Dick Frost from Canada? I don't know. Is that a place?
Oh, it's just a funny name from
He's got-
Canada. Tell me about how cold it is. They're 40 and 40 meet.
Dick Frost.
He's up.
He was funny.
No,
He was fucking funny.
Literally,
he's
no,
pretty funny.
Especially this
my
kind
name
of
is
time of year,
Jeremy.
pulling 3 inches through 6 inches of Carhartt.
Oh yeah, that's it. You undo this. You keep the button good, and you undo the zipper, and you try to yank that thing out, or what?
I try not to work in the cold anymore. Fuck all that.
Fucking
Yeah,
show.
man.
Stay in a nice heated prison.
You can't be going in
Ooh.
the outhouse when it's cold.
Well, that's the worst.
That's
Dude,
one thing I don't miss, man. When I was doing installs, fucking shitting in the cold ass fucking
so
porta john.
cold,
Jeez.
man. But you
It's
can't get.
worse. I don't know what's worse in the winter when it's freezing cold. Your fucking ass cheeks are like sticking to the seat, and in the summer when it's like fucking balls to the walls hot and it smells like complete
And they're
ass.
still sticking to the seat. But in the wintertime, at least you don't get you can't get a Smurf kiss because it's frozen.
It's frozen.
You know, it's frozen completely, so it's like it just lands on the ice.
Have you seen
Great.
that fucking meme where the guy like drops a load in the porta john and like the water just comes up and it's like fingers and it's like
Oh
just pulling his ball?
yeah.
That shit had me dying.
Don't do it. Make a bird's nest. That's something you got to teach your apprentice right away. It's like if you got to use the outhouse, you got to waste like at least a whole roll of toilet paper just in the blue, and make a nice
Yeah,
little landing pad down there. Daryl, I'm
Daryl,
actually putting my son to bed right now. All right, Daryl. Thank you.
the buildings we're in always have bathrooms. If they don't, I'm definitely finding the closest fast food restaurant.
Yeah,
Oh
that's the
man, I
same
get
same with me. We always get bathrooms. Oh, you
Porta
like
john days are over for me.
Chad's like in someone's house though. You ever have to go in someone's house?
oh dude, I get to go into some of the nicest places out here though to
Yeah,
find a bathroom like in the Madison Club. It's one big spot where a bunch of celebrities live. I'll be in there by myself and just find this bathroom with like a hot tub in it. Find a nice
dude.
quiet spot to sit. It's nice.
My my favorite bathrooms are the ones that have like completely individual stalls with like private doors. That's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like they're like getting more and more popular
just
in
a single.
DC.
It's just a single bathroom, right?
Yeah,
That's it. Just
especially
all
with
alone.
yeah.
I heard a story of a
Duncan
fire.
keeps theirs up.
Duncan?
Now you're starting
Duncan
to get
keeps
like
their
the whole,
bathrooms up pretty well.
Yeah, except in the homeless areas, you're not allowed to use them. They say
yeah. I
no.
was gonna say
For real,
I
they
feel
say
like
no. They say no bathroom.
Yeah,
I feel like
no public
any
restrooms.
fast food. I feel like any fast food place
Oh,
except for
Brian, if you lean
Chick-fil-A.
that way, oh, that would have been pretty cool. If Steve goes that way and Brian goes that way, it kind of looked like you guys are about to. Yeah, lean in, Brian. That's awesome.
I feel like
This-
any fast food place is a crapshoot except for Chick-fil-A. That's just my experience. Chick-fil-A always has clean bathrooms.
Oh yeah.
That's
That,
true.
from
So
my
I always
experience.
do nice hotels.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I go
hotels.
to
hotels. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
No
know.
one questions you. If you get there
Surprisingly,
early, just walk up to the breakfast line, grab you some breakfast like you own the place, use the restroom, walk out like a
Yeah,
king.
you start using fire inspector and fire
yeah,
code and big words. They'll just
yeah.
let
Wear
you
your
in,
get a
get out of the
safety
way.
vest, carry like a 4-foot ladder with you. You're
Walk
chilling.
in with a
Yeah,
flashlight.
yeah. We'll call the chief right after this. We'll talk to chief. Make sure you're good to go.
No, but I didn't know like on an inspection if you ever would drop a deuce in somebody's house. Just like, hey, I got to drop one real quick right here. I heard a
No,
story of a firefighter a lot of firefighters got to start off as paramedics and they were on a call and it wasn't like a life-saving call where they were like getting the guy out, but he's like, dude, can I use your restroom? And like dude had to drop a deuce in the dude's house that he was like trying to save. That doesn't
Well,
happen.
I've
Gotta be
done that on a
accurate.
fire in my firefighting days.
Oh yeah,
There was a fire still ripping.
Yeah.
I had to go. So I go down to the basement bathroom. Next thing I know, they're blowing out the window right next to me. I'm yelling. I'm like, whoa, 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 give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Oh
I made it look good for the news cameras, though. While I'm down there, I noticed an aquarium full of, like, frogs. So I carried that out and got on the news cameras. They didn't know. It's just in there taking a shit.
So it was on fire. You were shitting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's-
Oh, that's hilarious.
When you gotta go, right?
Hey, it can all wait. All right, it'll be there when I'm done.
It's awesome.
Dude, that's fucking badass. Just
Later,
the whole
Daryl.
fucking whole house is burning down around you, and you're just in there taking a shit.
I like that. Brian's mic keeps on cutting
Well,
his
it's
arm
not going
off.
anywhere.
Boom.
You go out of the door. There's like nothing left, just the bathrooms left.
Just the bathroom.
You've been in here a little too long, boys.
It's like
I'm
this.
telling you, with inspections, it's like the coolest thing ever to get all the behind the scenes stuff. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
get to see
that's
the
the
shit nobody gets to. It's
best.
the best part of my job. I love seeing the shit nobody gets to see. I will go and see every head. I need to go in there. I need to go in there and let me see this whole damn
It's the
building.
best and the worst though, man. Because sometimes you gotta go to some nasty ass areas.
Oh, that's
True,
true.
true.
But it is cool
Yeah.
too. Like I've done the Mercedes-Benz Stadium 2 years in a row. I have been in every room, every closet in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
I did the Seahawks stadium. I got to sit in the locker room and do that. It's cool doing those big places
It
like
was
that.
cool until a
Damn.
friend of mine said, "Hey, I got tickets for a tour. You want to go?" I was like, "Nah, I've seen more than you."
Been there, done
Yeah.
that.
No.
Yeah, I'm good.
Denied. Yo, hit the
Yeah, I did
like
some.
button. Hit the
I
like
did
button
some
while
like
you're in
Like
here.
and
Like,
subscribe
subscribe,
for
buy
sure.
some
I did a
merch.
fire pump.
Where is it? It's
I did
over
a
here.
fire pump test after
Merch.
replacement in the Redskins stadium,
Dope
but
tape
that's
hat.
about. That's the only thing I've ever been involved with the stadium is the Redskins stadium.
I know, man.
We just did a fire pump test. Now that was it.
We're taking the van on a boat tomorrow. I'm taking a boat to work.
Hey,
Is
so
this
what's
your
the
first time on a ferry, Bobby? You never been on a ferry?
I've been on a ferry, but not like with the van to work.
Really?
so
Oh.
To work,
you don't have any
bro?
more details on the job?
No, I'm going to help out another van guy.
So you don't know what you're getting into.
So I was supposed to have some shutdowns that were supposed to be today and tomorrow, and they ended up getting scheduled for next week. So I kind of like had nothing to do for today and tomorrow. So I had found something to do today, and tomorrow I'm going to help another van guy, and he's like, yeah, just meet
Where
me at
is
the
it?
ferry.
Where is it? In like, is it in Massachusetts, Rhode Island? What? Because
Yeah,
that's
no,
like
it's
a
in
whole.
Massachusetts, Hull, Mass.
Right?
I'm getting on the ferry in Hull and going over an island. Usually it would be like Martha's Vineyard or Nantucket, but it's not. It's like I don't even know. It's a different island.
How long is the ferry ride?
40 minutes, bro. So do I sit in the van?
Yeah,
Uh,
just sit in
I
the
feel like
van.
most of them ferries got like little like
Can the van be on?
cafes.
No, you
I
got to
th-
turn the cars off.
It's gonna be cold as it's gonna be freezing.
yeah, I feel like those ferries have like little cafes and shit.
Yeah, I gotta
I'd be
be.
They
up there.
do. I used to ride the ferry all the time in Washington. They got a
We're
Let's.
gonna see.
cafe. You can order a beer.
Oh
You can
Hey,
do all
yeah,
kinds of
let's
shit on there.
go.
we're gonna see Bobby
You guys will
on there
see.
eating fucking eggs Benedict tomorrow.
Damn, on the ferry. Ferry ride to work, boys.
I know it. I just know we're gonna see you on a ferry eating eggs Benedict at like 5:30 in the morning. It's gonna
No,
be
the,
on my
no, the
story.
ferry ride's at 7:30. Ferry ride
Best fucking breakfast
7:30.
ever, kid.
Let's
You not be
go,
able to get
kid.
your Dunkin' Donuts
That's a
tomorrow?
heavy. Well, that's what I asked if there's a Dunkin's on the island, but I don't know. I'll probably just grab a couple. I'll probably just grab a couple coffees. Bring with me.
Yeah.
I don't need to bring
Grab some
lunch.
C4s.
I don't need to bring lunch because I don't eat lunch. Fucking slow me down. I don't need food
Yeah,
at work. We're fasting at work, boys.
that's right.
Only crackers and walnuts.
No, nothing. That would ruin the fast. Yo, fire sprinkler guy, what up? I see you posting videos, dog.
I like Fire Sprinkler Guy's logo. That's the Florida guy. We met him at AFSA. He's got the
That
little
guy's
logo.
that
Give him
guy's so cool.
show the logo. The
Can you
logo's
see it?
legit.
It's
That
right
thing's
here. You can't
original.
really
Oh,
see
I
it.
can't.
It's so far away.
There.
Oh, there it is.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, oh.
Fire Sprinkler Guy. Shout out to
Look at
Fire
you
Sprinkler
with your
Guy.
background, Bry. Do you know how to turn it on and
Yeah.
off?
no, so it's on forever, because I don't know how to do all that.
All right, this has been fun. Appreciate you guys coming on. Yeah,
No
see, every
problem.
time I ask you guys to hit the like button, at least one of you guys does. I see that there's 11 of you in here, and there's only 8 likes, so we should be able to get a couple more. So maybe one more. Maybe we just get one more like. Oh shit! Appreciate you
Hey
guys.
guys, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank y'all for having us on.
And thanks everybody for
Yeah,
watching,
You
thanks
guys
for
been
having
great,
me.
guys.
watching us talk. I don't even know what we talked about, but we did do some
Everything.
talking.
We were everywhere.
Appreciate it. All right, I think that's it. Stay tuned to my boat ride in the morning, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Give
Thanks,
us a
guys.
giggle before we leave.